The problem with Piggyback Payday is that they've missed out some very key elements, and they basically hold you to ransom. You have to buy the upgrades in order to see results of this, unless you already know what you're doing. Hi guys, it's Philip here from mypoopcash.com. In this review, I am looking at a product called Piggyback Payday, and I'm going to tell you if I think it's going to help you make money online. As always, this is only my personal opinion. I buy it, I try it, I work through the training to make sure it's going to help you in some way or another. So this is my review, so let's get going. Okay, so first off, the sales page itself, after I bought it, I realized that it is a little bit misleading here because it's not really 100% newbie friendly. I agree the method itself is very simple. The method is newbie friendly. It doesn't require any content creation. It doesn't require anything really technical as such. But there are certain gaps in the training which doesn't make this newbie friendly. All right, you do need some experience and some intuition to fill in the gaps in the training, and I'll show you what I mean in a minute. But apart from that, the sales page is fine, a perfectly normal sales page. But I just thought it's a little bit misleading in the way they word it, but that's normal, right? When I'm inside the members area, basically you are presented with a series of videos that introduce the idea of this method. It's basically you're buying Instagram shoutouts to drive traffic to your Shopify store. And it's good. I mean, the training is good. They show you the idea behind it. They show you the manual method, and which they use to show you why the software saves you so much time. And the software itself, it really does save time. It really does, because it automatically finds you all the top influencers within a certain keyword or a hashtag or a niche that you choose. So it is valuable in that sense because it does find you the results you want. And the training is good. You know, there's like an hour and a half of content here. So you do really get a good insight into this method and what you have to do. And also on the second level, you get introduced to the Shopify setup and how you basically set up a Shopify store. The Shopify training only shows you, they basically talk you through each section of the dashboard. But they don't actually show you how to upload images, how to write good content description, how to write good call to action, or basically they don't show you that. They only show you where everything is and what you have to do in terms of, you know, which boxes to tick. They talk you through they basically talk you through Shopify. But when it comes to actually uploading stuff, you have to do that yourself, and you have to organize the content and work all that out. But to be fair, it is quite straightforward, really. So basically, will you make money with this? It's unlikely, to be fair. In my opinion, it's very unlikely, because the problem with Piggyback Payday is that they've missed out some very key elements, and they basically hold you to ransom. You have to buy the upgrades in order to see results of this, unless you already know what you're doing. So what I mean by this is that they don't actually show you in the training how to pick a product to sell, right? So they do show you what the method is. They show you how to find influencers. They show you how to get traffic. They show you or they give you an overview of what you have to do in order to set up your Shopify store, but they don't show you how to pick a product. They don't show you how to pick a drop shipping product from AliExpress or from eBay or from Amazon to actually sell, right? Now, if you've ever done any drop shipping, you'll know that is the key element, okay? You have to have a product. What's the point in having a traffic source? What's the point in having a website if you have no product to sell? And that is the key thing they miss out. And unfortunately, the only way you're going to learn that from this training without going to Google and finding a new training module, a new resource, you have to buy the upgrade. It's called I think it's called the Gold Digger upgrade, which in my opinion is very, very, that is not cool. Like, you don't do that. You don't sell someone a product that they can't use unless they buy the upgrade or go to Google and find their own solution to it. because that's, the product itself, that is the key to making money with this. So if you go back to the sales page where they're saying they're making $700 a week and stuff, they're not doing that by selling nothing. They're selling a product, but they don't show you that. Okay, that is my main gripe with this. That's my main problem here, because any newbie, basically any beginner who buys this, who has no experience with Shopify, no experience with dropshipping, no experience with fulfilling orders, dealing with refunds, how to manage, basically how do you calculate whether or not a Shopify, whether or not Instagram shout out will be profitable? Like, if you take your profit margin on whichever product you're selling and take that to how much the shout out costs, how many impressions and clicks you're expecting from that shout out, how do you calculate that in terms of the profit and the cost of the shout out, right? There are certain things like that which are not mentioned, they're not shown, nothing. So for me personally, I would not recommend this to a beginner, okay? I would only recommend this to someone who already has tried dropshipping, or if you've already done the dropshipping part before, and you understand the concept, you know about Oberlo, for example, you know about how to find dropshipping products on AliExpress. If you know that, then yes, buy this. It'll be helpful. You'll get a new angle to drive traffic to your Shopify store. But if you are a complete beginner, if you don't know how to make a website, if you don't know anything about Shopify, if you have no idea what dropshipping even is, then do not buy this, because it's going to confuse you, and you have to buy the upgrade to make this work. And the fact that they even do that in the first place, where they hold you ransom, and it probably means that they're going to do it again. They might leave something else out from the Gold Digger training that you have to buy the next one and the next one. So for me, that sort of thing is very misleading, because I know for a fact that this training is worthless without a product, because you have nothing to sell, right? Which means that the basic training is worthless in itself unless you know what you're doing. So essentially, I don't like that, because that is not fair, that is not right. It's misleading to sell this, knowing that anybody who's new won't make this work because they don't have a product to sell, right? Does that make sense? So at least that's my opinion. Overall, I mean, I do like it. I do like the method they use. I like the software. I like the way they find influencers, and all that part is fine. It's cool. It's a cool method. But for me, the buck stops at when they basically hold, they hold you to ransom, unless you want to go to Google and find another person to tell you how to find a product on AliExpress, which in itself is a whole new journey, because on AliExpress you have to, if you're looking for a dropshipping person or a merchant, you have to figure out, how do you find a trustworthy vendor or a merchant? How do you know that the product is good? How do you know that the shipping time? Basically all this stuff. How do you know how they deal with refunds and all this? There's a whole new layer of training needed to basically outsource dropshipping content, dropshipping products from AliExpress, which is not included here. So that is the biggest problem, and that is what is going to stop you from making money with this. All right. So essentially, to sum up, if you have experience with dropshipping, buy it, because it's cool. It will give you a new edge in the market to drive traffic to your pages. If you have no experience whatsoever, don't buy this, in my opinion anyway, because it's not going to help you. Yeah, that is my review of Piggyback Payday. If you can like and subscribe to my channel, I'd be very grateful, and check out my website at ipubcash.com to learn more about me. And if you like what you saw, then subscribe, because I'll be releasing more reviews in the coming future. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in my next review.